Hey guys, it's Woody the Unexceptional Gamer bringing you Mail Monday, a weekly series that's not so much about the gameplay, but instead I take a look at your letters to me and give you my responses. Now, I know I just said this isn't about the gameplay, but I think it's a pretty cool one, puts on a good show. I hope you guys enjoy it as the background. Alright, let's get the show started with a bang. I'm 15 and I seem to have an issue with compulsive masturbation. I feel the need to do the act every day and I have serious issues of sleeping without it. For me to mention this to anyone, I would seem like a douchebag, and that I simply need to just stop doing it as much. I've always been an early bloomer compared to my peers. I started when I was 10, and now I'm doing this into grade 11. I googled it, and they say it's related to post-trauma or social family issues. He goes on to say that he did have an abusive father, and he's sort of come out of depression recently, and he's on medication for it. So let's take a look at this thing. As far as the abusive father and depression thing, that really sucks, and I'm sorry that you had to go through that. As far as the masturbating once a day thing as a teenager, then dude, like get on my level. I think when I was your age, once a day would have been a slow day, and you're not hurting yourself. There isn't really a problem here. I don't know. I would love to see in the comments of this video what the other guys think of a person in 11th grade, so call him about 17 years old, who does this once a day. Do you find this to be abnormal? Is this high to you? To me, this is not out of the norm in the slightest. So yeah, if you want my advice on this, don't sweat it. Stop beating yourself up. This is fairly normal behavior, and I hear once a day, and it shucks. If you had told me 4 times a day, I'd say just don't hurt yourself. You'll be fine. Hey Woody, I have a problem. There's this girl I like and she likes me. We've hung out a couple of times and established that we like each other, but her brother is my best friend. I spend the weekend sometimes and other times just to go over there. Her parents like me and think that if we went out, I wouldn't get to spend the night over there anymore. Should we go out and hide it from her parents or just tell them that we are going out? Any advice, Mail Monday or through a message is definitely appreciated. Alright, now some people would say not to date your friend's sister, but I don't share that opinion. For me, dating is not an act of aggression, and especially in a case like this, right? It's pretty clear that you like his sister and his sister likes you, and this is all on the up and up, and you do need to be careful to observe the campground rule, which is, you need to leave it in as least as good a state as you found it. I know I'm referring to a girl as it, but if this thing ends, if you guys don't eventually get married and live happily ever after, you need to remember to end this on a good note, that this is like an honorable, fair relationship and the two of you just drifted apart in a way that normal people understand. All right, so that's that. As far as hiding it from her parents, I would not do that. First of all, kids are less successful at hiding things from their parents than they think they are. The truth is, parents just pick their battles and let a lot of little things slide. Things that you might think you've gotten away with, you probably didn't. Now, certainly there are things that you did get away with, but for the most part, parents remember their own bad behavior and which ones have consequences and which ones don't, and they just don't pick a fight over every little thing that goes wrong. Now, when they do find out that you're dating, and they probably will, then suddenly you'll lose this benefit you have now, that his and her parents like you. That's all going to change. That's all going to fade away. What's going to happen is they're going to start not trusting you. They're going to want her to be away from you, and it's going to cause complications in your relationship that you don't want. So so what do you do? To sum this up, date her, treat her right, and don't keep any secrets. And if you do that, if you do all of this on the up and up, then you're going to be in as good a shape possible. Mail Monday, huge problem. Dear Woody, I have a huge problem, and for once it's not a girl or sex problem. Anyways, I dropped my ping pong ball down a tube, and all I have is a ruler, paper clips, a piece of string, and I don't know how to get the ball out of the tube. It's simple, my friend. Pee in the tube. If you pee in the tube, the ball will float to the top and you will retrieve it. Good luck with that. Hey Woody, just a quick question. What's your opinion on waxing? Chest, back, legs, arms, butt, etc. Alright, interesting question you brought up here. The way I've always handled this sort of like body hair type stuff is, you sync up with your partner and agree on what each other likes and can deal with and live with, what you want in your partner, and give them that, right? So long as it's not something that you find really hard to live with, right? Like maybe for some reason it's prickly, or who knows, you're having issues dealing with what your partner prefers, then, find option B. I don't know, but I'm about to share way too much. Recently, I don't know, just through a series of evolution or whatever, I noticed like my wife had this like Hitler mustache thing going on downstairs, and I was like, this isn't what I want. I think what I'd rather have is this instead. And she's like, all right. So so now she's in the process of evolving to what I actually want. And there's that's how it's supposed to be done. That's how relationships are supposed to work out. So what's my opinion on waxing this stuff? Give your partner what she wants, and you'll be in good shape. Next letter. I'm 16. I was raised Christian, but I'm not really feeling it since this year started. I can totally say I'm not Christian, not atheist either. I believe in God, and that's it. But the catch is my parents are very, very narrow-minded on this. So I still go to church. They do not know I'm not Christian. And this is what bothers me the most. I think it's a huge waste of time, and I have situations where I insist to them that I'm not going. Now, how can I tell my parents about my true beliefs without having bad consequences? All right, so you're having a bit of a crisis of faith here, and I understand where you're coming from. I think the key is to keep the door open. Your feelings on your Christianity might evolve over time. Now, I'm not a particularly religious guy, and I'm not going to tell you to believe something you don't. But I also know that you're 16, and it seems early, I think, to shut the door on what you might believe in. So this letter was almost too hot for me to touch, but then I thought, you know what? No letter should be too hot for me to touch. And so if you're feeling like spending time in church or whatever is a waste of time, then I look at it as something different. Look at it as a way to connect socially. Look at it as a way to to spend some time with your family if you're doing this as a group activity. These things are not a waste of time. So anyway, best of luck to you, and I think all I really want to lock in here is that you don't make whatever decision you make now to be your last decision on the topic. You don't have to, turn, like, say, atheism. I know you said you're not an atheist. You don't have to turn that into some big part of your sense of self-worth. Instead, just take it a little more flexible, and don't be, so adamant about, your position being a definition of who you really are. That's my take on this. Dear Woody, I've been having serious problems. My life has hit rock bottom. I figured out the friends who I thought were my friends betrayed me. There's this kid that always calls me out, makes fun of me for being a man and not being smooth with the ladies, if you know what I mean. I thought my friends would back me up, but they just go along with him. They have been harassing me through Xbox Live, Facebook, real life, even videos. And one friend, who I thought was my true friend, helps along and laughs with him. I'm no great arguer, and I can't fight with him because that would just screw things up even more. And if I don't fight him, it will humiliate more than I am. I can't report this, or they'll just talk more trash and it won't do anything. My life is a mess. One of my friends betrayed me. I'm having thoughts of suicide and I need help. Anything that will give me words of encouragement will help. How can I tell my best friend that's not what a real friend does without making him talk back, say some trash, or call me out? Because he's really good at doing that. Anything will help, Woody, please. Bad friends. Yeah, this sucks, man. It does. And this has happened to me in my life a couple of times where I feel like I am a better friend than my friend is to me. And that kind of mismatch is not okay. If you find yourself, being the good one, if you find yourself being the kind of friend that you wish you had, yet you're never getting the kind of friend that you wish you had, then it's time to dump them and keep looking, right? If your friends aren't treating you right, then you toss them out the door. That's just how this goes. I feel for you, right? Because I like you. You are coming off to me like the good guy in this situation. Get some, Woody. You are coming off to me like, the kind of friend that people want to have. you're like, yeah, they're giving me a hard time, so I'm not the greatest arguer, so I'm not, the greatest fighter or whatever. That's not what makes a good person anyway. Screw those talents. What makes a good person are the sorts of things that I'm getting from you, like, genuine caring and empathy and vulnerability, and I'm hearing this, like, why are my friends bad to me? My friends should be good to me. I aspire to be a good friend, yet they don't. And some people are just built that way. And even more so, like, it almost seems like a team effort. Like, these jackasses are, instead of being there for your hour in need, yeah, I get that, some acquaintances don't treat you right. That happens. But, in that next step, when like the guys that you consider your true friend, those are the ones that have the ability to hurt you the most, right? When it's like, how do I say this? The ones that really hurt you are the ones that are close to you. They're the only people with the ability to hurt you. The jackasses in the distance over there, the ones that your friends go along with, they're not the ones causing you pain. You never really considered them to be on your side in the first place. No. It's the people who are right next to you, the guys who you consider to be your friends. Those are the ones that are bringing you real pain. And it's time to dump them. It's time to dump them. I hate to bring this, message of reality to you, but they don't value your friendship as much as you value theirs. And I know you're thinking to yourself, like, oh man, I'm going to be alone. I'm not going to have the support system I need. But you don't have the support system you need right now. It's time for you, to judge your friends as not worthy of your friendship, because they're not. Because you are better than they are. And in time, you will start over and it will be cool. So that was that. I kind of like this gameplay on a side note. We were down 6-3 against an organized clan. I'm guessing these guys follow YouTube. And then even when we picked up guys, they went like 7-31 and 6-25. But we almost won 6-on-3. You can't win them all. Now, 2 videos you may have missed. The top one's pretty good. It's a letter to Infinity Ward. I talk about their support and the things I'd like to see them fix in their game. It's a follow-up to one I did before that was really popular. And it's funny, I usually say 2 good videos you may have missed. The bottom video apparently sucked. I did this thing. It's a letters from Call of Duty. I kind of like I was a soldier in the game writing back home to a loved one, and my wife is in it too. But the world has spoken, and apparently that video is not very good. So don't click on it, I guess. I don't know. It just didn't get their kind of ratings and feedback that I normally get on my videos. So letters from Call of Duty. If you want to see a video that sucks, there it is right there. And I hope you like it more than the others did. I was trying to, I don't know. I thought it was decent when I uploaded it, but not every video is the best one I've ever made, I suppose. And surprise video on the right, subscribe at the top, and have a nice day.